Good morning again, Beck Revit users. This is part 3 of our series in working with curtain wall doors. If you watched the first 2 videos, we worked on the design curtain wall and placed a double door without a frame, and then a double door and changed it to a single door with a frame. Now we're going to move on, and if this project's gone forward and we now need to switch the curtain wall type from the design type to more realistic, like a curtain wall manufacturer like Conair, we'll swap it with our standard 2.5 by 7.5 inch frame, and we're going to see that a little mess occurs for us. Our doors shifted slightly. That is because the door panel looks for the grid line where it's going to start. So because our more realistic curtain wall system uses mullion profiles that contain a glazing pocket, that's what throws the door off. So what we have to do is unpin those and swap those out from the center style mullion, which would go between 2 pieces of glass, to an end style. Now there's 2 ends, end, opposite, and end. It's confusing, but that's because walls have 2 ends and we don't know which one's which till we try. So I don't even claim to guess. I just pick one, and if it's wrong, which that was, you saw that part got solid and that side stayed white, now I know that I need to use the end no shim. And then that's going to move over there, and now I've learned that this side must need to be end opposite no shim. Now my door's all looking pretty as we had hoped, and now this is great and planned, but you can't forget you have to fix your section as well. So we're going to go to the section, select that mullion at the head of the door, select unpin, and swap it. And again, I don't know for sure. I'm going to try end, nope, wrong one, end opposite. Beautiful curtain wall system. Same thing would be true if this was the door with the internal frame. You can see that frame, again, it's buried to the middle of that, so we need to do the same thing here. And I won't repeat the whole process because you get the idea. And let's see if we remember that that's end. I'm glad I did this. So we get an error. Why did we get that error? Let's find out. This happened. Let's go to elevation view. The panel frame needs to be consistent along the whole way up. So because part of this frame, when I changed it, makes this panel not square, it fails. So for me to successfully change this door type, because I had made it taller in the previous video, I need all of the mullions on that side to change to the proper size. Notice it didn't crash on me that time. And even though I picked the wrong one, so I should be able to select previous and change that to end no shim, and it doesn't fail now. If I were to pick just one of them and swap this one out with now end opposite no shim, I get a fail. And remember, I got to get them both. So I'm going to 3D view, and I'm going to make sure I select both of those, unpin them, and change them to the end opposite no shim. Check and see if that was the right one, and it was. And we would repeat the same process we did before. Curtain grid in elevation, or section rather, and now we see that we need to swap that one out with end opposite no shim, and now that is good. And now you see there's a gap there. So with the frame, we need to see how far we need to move it, 1 inch, or you can just grab it and move it from point to point. I hope that helps you successfully work with curtain wall doors in the Beck template. Thanks, and email us if you have any questions.